Over the past 6 years, we have done these 6 things in order to create more cash flow for our household. My name is Carmen.
And I'm Darius. And we got this information from Warren Buffett. He is worth billions of dollars, so it makes sense to us to maybe start implementing some of the things that he said that we should do. And we've been doing this for the past 6 years, and it seems to have been working. Now, before we get into the video, make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when we post new videos.
All right, point number 1, let's jump into it, is get a job that you love instead of one that pays well. I say this because from perspective, Darius and I both were making over 6 figures for our income when we were W-2 employees.
But that was back when 6 figures made a difference. 6 figures really isn't a lot of money.
It don't spend like 6 figures.
That's what I meant. It don't spend like 6 figures 10 years ago.
Yeah, because of inflation. So the reason why we're sharing this is because now that we're older and wiser, we recognize that we could have saved a ton of money and stress and strife and all of that because we were doing a job that just checked the box and paid us well, but it wasn't something that we really enjoyed. And now that we're on the opposite spectrum, we love what we do. We can work all day long if we needed to, and we have so much joy and positivity in our lives, and we feel better because we're actually doing the things that we like to do instead of having a job that we don't like.
Right. And you said we could work all day long. We do work all day long, but it's nice that we're different. It's different. It feels different. We are able to put more energy and love into what we do. And I think that's important, to put love into something.
And like Warren Buffett says, you are good at the things that you love. And when you're good at the things you love, what does that mean? You make more money naturally because people can connect with you and see that you're passionate about the things that you do. Like, just put yourself in perspective. How many times did you buy something from someone just because they were super passionate and loved what it was, right? And it's just about the vibrations that they're putting out there that attract you to that person and say, hey, I want this. So always think about that, because if you are frustrated with what you're currently doing, it shows. And nobody wants that from you because you're showing that you're frustrated. So start thinking about ways to do what you love instead of do what you hate.
The second thing that we learned from Mr. Buffett, multi-billionaire Mr. Buffett, is to live in an affordable home. Don't let your wants increase with your budget, because your mortgage doesn't give you any cash flow to live off of. The only thing you can do is pay your mortgage.
That's called house broke.
Exactly. That's called house broke. So you want to prioritize your needs over your wants. And having the biggest house on the block is a want. It's not a necessity.
And I was going to say, for personal perspective, if you all know some of our story, Darius and I had our house built when we were in our 20s, and we thought we were doing something, but we were spending all of our time and our energy in upkeeping the home, and we love to travel, and we weren't able to do a lot of the things that we wanted to do from a travel standpoint because all of our money was tied up in our home. It wasn't until we sold everything and moved into a studio apartment where we were like, all right, baby, this is what we got. We just need a toilet and a bed and a kitchen, and we good. Because it put things into perspective. We want to be out doing stuff and not have all of our money doing stuff that we don't want it to be doing.
Right. We wanted to live outside of our house. We wanted to experience.
We wanted shelter.
Yeah.
There's shelter, and then there's a house, right? It's different. Yeah. I mean, we want a nice shelter.
We want a nice shelter.
We don't want a shit, but you get where we're going. So the third point is avoiding debt, and we mean consumer debt by this, folks, right? So if you get a loan, it should always be at your advantage. Mindset shift. If you don't know about that, that's what this whole Wealth Nation channel is about. We teach you how to use whole life insurance specifically to support your financial goals and to finance your lifestyle. So anytime we get a loan, we should be making money from a loan. If you want to learn more about that, then click on that link below.
Right. Now, moving on to the fourth point, and this is a big one: substances. Drinking and smoking is very expensive. It's very expensive. And if you can avoid doing those things, you can probably save yourself a lot of money that you could be investing to make more money. Smoking and drinking is something rich people do because they can afford it.
I was like, wait, how are we going with that? Right, they start cigars, they start expensive wine collections because I see where you're going with that. Okay, yeah. So from my perspective specifically, I actually stopped drinking, and I noticed a significant change in our budget because wine was not like its own line item inside of our budget. And really, I stopped because for health reasons, I just feel better, brain fog is gone, all of that. But it was significant to see how much more affordable things can be when you're not spending so much money in alcohol, for me, for example.
Yeah, what I did is I let other people buy my drinks. I don't drink unless somebody else buys it.
There's strategy anyway that you can spin this one. That's hilarious, Darius. And I never really put that into perspective until I'm like,
yeah, I don't,
actually does happen.
Like if I'm paying for dinner, I'm not going to drink. If I'm paying for dinner, somebody else paying, and they drinking, I'm drinking. Let me get two. Oh, you order another drink? Let me get another one too.
That's amazing. I love it. I had no idea that was your strategy this whole time.
Well, cat's out of the bag now.
Oh man. Okay, we gotta focus. Get back on track. No judgment on the substances, but just know it can cost you a lot of money. Maybe try Darius's strategy. All right, so 5. This is a big one for me. I'm speaking to myself because of upgrades. The new iPhone just came out and I've been eyeing it. I don't need it. So think about upgrades. How many times do you upgrade different things just because it's the newest and latest and greatest? So one rule of thumb that you can use that I use for myself is I ask myself, can I buy 2 of them? And the idea behind this is really starting to help you curb your spending, because the real ideology behind this is if you can buy 2 of them, that means that you have enough cash flow to afford it. And then when you think about it is, do I really want to spend, let's call it $3,000 on iPhones if I had to buy 2 of them? I don't want to spend that much money. So then I'm like, okay, maybe I don't want to do that. The other question that you should ask yourself is, what does the upgrade provide me that I currently don't have options for? Right now, my iPhone is working fine. It texts, it does everything I need it to do. So the upgrade really isn't going to give me anything different. It's just going to feel different in my hand. And should I pay, $1,500 for something to feel different in my hand? I had to tug myself off the ledge.
Well, then the nice thing about it is they also give you software updates. Yeah. So that's the nice thing about it.
So then it acts like the new one.
Right. And another example of this is buying a newer model car just because you have just because your car seems a little outdated. They come out with a newer model and they change the body style completely. Now you drive around in an older car. Is there anything wrong with that older car? Do you need to upgrade? You have to ask yourself that question. How does it change me getting from point A to point B?
And then do I want to buy 2 of them? Right? Because if can you afford it, do you want to buy 2 of them? Do you want to write that check? Maybe not. Right. That deters us from a lot of things. Now, the 6th point is about not being afraid of being frugal. In our society, typically, we are criticized for being frugal if we don't want to spend a lot of money. And so we want to let you know that it is okay. It is okay to be frugal. It is okay to be frugal, family, okay? You make sure that you look your loved one in the eye and you tell them you appreciate them and you tell them it's okay to be frugal.
Well, so at the end of the day, the game is keeping more of your money. Yes. You wanna spend less so you can keep more. That's the name of the game.
Darius, back to business. Yeah, but that's really what it's about, right? Because we have to think about it. For everyone who is criticizing you for being frugal, maybe they should be thinking about being frugal too, right? Because a lot of times misery loves company. So if you got coupons, flash them coupons and use it in front of everybody so that they can see I am trying to keep more of my money and be proud about it. Don't try to hide it.
Yeah, and the only way you can make money is to have money to invest. And you shooting yourself in the foot from the start. If you spending your money on something that isn't making you money, that's the wrong energy to be putting out there in the ether anyway.
Yeah, we don't want that. So let's recap really quick, because the underlining thread behind all of this is keeping more of your money. How are you going to keep more of your money so you can take that delta and then throw it into an investment that's going to cash flow so that you can then buy that fine wine and those expensive cigars?
Because you can afford to buy 2 or 3 of them.
And you're not waiting for someone else to pay your drinks. So the idea is get a job that you love. Why? Because when you are immersing yourself in the energy of loving something, that's just going to attract money as opposed to not. The other idea is buying a home that is affordable for you. Stop overspending because now you don't have the cash to be able to invest. The third one is avoid loans and debt. Why? Because you're spending all that money with the bank. You could spend that in making cash flow. Next is about substances. Instead of consuming, literally drinking that money away or smoking it away, invest that cash flow.
Or get somebody else to buy it for you.
And then upgrades. All of that money that you could have spent on upgrades, think about cash flow so that cash flow can generate enough money to then pay for your upgrade, right? Think about that.
You see where we're going here?
You see where we're going with that? And then last is about not being afraid of keeping your money. Like, be proud of it. Wear a t-shirt. I keep more of my money. I create cash flow, whatever it is.
I use coupons.
You can use a Wealth Nation shirt. That's what we're making statements, right? So the idea behind this is keep more of your money. That's all that we want you to do on the Wealth Nation channel.
Right. And at the end of the day, all these are habits that we have created over our lifetime that we need to start taking some attention to and seeing if these habits are serving us or are they being a detriment to us.
Absolutely. Now, Wealth Nation, if you want to learn how to apply that cash flow, go ahead and click on our next video.
Remember to own your own lifestyle.
Or someone else will.